Good morning. How are we all doing? Does everything sound good, Bibby? Say words.
I'm saying words.
Nice. I was kind of worrying. Just as that went on then, I went, oh, this might fuck up the volume. You guys won't have heard that, but I thought, we might not get the audio levels, but it all looks good, so we'll just ignore that and continue moving ahead with the show. Hey, how are we all doing? Welcome in to the Scoop for the penultimate time in 2021. This is the second to last time that we will be here for the Scoop ever this year. Ever this year.
Ever.
This year. How are we doing, Bib? Good weekend?
Yes. Different.
Interesting weekend.
Yeah, it definitely, most certainly an interesting weekend. But overall, very tired, very stressed. But yeah, it gets in there.
So for those that don't know, Bibby's just really shit at Christmas shopping and has left it all to the last minute. That's what happened. That's what happened.
My Christmas shopping starts in October, Graham.
Is that it? You absolute amateur. God, yeah. Mine's all done. At least I think it is. Until like Christmas Eve, we're like, shit, fuck, I forgot to get everything. Fuck. No, I think I'm done. How are we all doing? If you're in the chat, please do feel free to get involved. As Tearsbad has just done, and speaking of Christmas, he's using that mighty fine ho 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 Christmas emote. That is actually beautiful. That, by the way, shout out to the design team at Ice Cream Uploads who nail our emotes each and every single time. But that Santa one is spectacular. That was Santa.
Yes.
Do you know, if you're an Ice Cream Upload sub, feel free to use that all the way across Twitch this week. There's only 5 days to go till Christmas. So you've only really got 5 days of use, and then it becomes kind of irrelevant. So use it, spam it. Whenever you're in someone's chat and you want to spread a little bit of festive cheer, use the Santa ho ho ho. Speaking of Santa ho ho ho, as soon as I mention festive cheer, Tito arrives.
Hey,
all I'm saying,
the lad.
He does, absolutely, pretty much. I'm going to change his name to Tito Ho Ho. That's what we're going to call him in chat now. Tizbad, hi, how are we all tonight? Beautiful. He did say great Halo stream. I actually tuned in for that yesterday. It was decent. I enjoyed watching. Still wouldn't.
It was good.
Enjoy playing it all the time. I reckon I'd have fun whilst I was playing it, but it wouldn't be a game that I'd be like, oh, I can't wait to jump back into that. I think it'd be like any FPS. Once you're in playing it, you have fun. You're like, yeah. But yeah, it was decent. I mean, my favourite bit, as I wrote in the chat, was listening to Tito go Father Jack. You'd just be like, Bibby would just be sat there running around trying to take someone down, and you just hear, fuck! Gars! Guns! Arse! Just Father Jack like flying across. I mean, I tried the name is taken. Right. God damn it. God damn it, Tito. Ho, 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 ho.
Ho, ho, ho.
But if you're in the chat, please do feel free to get involved over the next hour or so. If you don't know who we are, my name is Graham. Hey, this is Bibby. We are Ice Cream Uploads in a true ice creamy fashion. This is the Scoop, the UK's #1 video game podcast, if we do say so ourselves. We go live each and every single weekday, well, ish. We'll go live 2 weekdays this week because it's Christmas, and then the schedule stops. So today and tomorrow, and then all of our schedule stops until next year. So if you are in the stream, please do feel free to get involved, because some people, this will be all of the content that they watch online over Christmas and into the new year, so make sure you do get involved. As mentioned, we do go live on twitch.tv/Ice Cream Uploads each and every single weekday, usually at 10 a.m. Ish. Yeah. Kinda. It's 10 to 1 in the afternoon, so it's close somewhere. But if you're in the stream, it's important that you get involved over the course of this show, because we will bring you the biggest, the best, and breaking stories from the world of video games on The Scoop, the UK's #1 video game podcast. If we do say so ourselves, we will then give you our thoughts and impressions on the biggest stories. We want to hear your thoughts and impressions, and then we want your thoughts and impressions on our thoughts and impressions. If you're in the chat, it's important that you do get involved, because we are live, but this gets turned into a podcast, a video on YouTube, and an audio podcast on iTunes and Spotify and SoundCloud and Google Play. So there is lots of places where over 105,000 people have listened to this program on demand. It's probably more than that now, but we haven't crunched the numbers, and we're not going to crunch into the new year because it's Christmas, baby. But yes, it's important that you do get involved if you are watching with us on Twitch. Before we jump into the show, a little reminder that it's Christmas, so spend your time with your loved ones. But also, we will be running a loot drop. So once you've spent up for Christmas and you're like, oh shit, I've got no money left, I can't afford to treat myself. Well, we will treat you, or at least one of you anyway. One subscriber will get a prize on the 10th, I think it is, of January. So right in the middle of January, you've gone through all the way through Christmas, you've spent it all, and you're waiting for your next payday, we'll give you a little gift. We've not said what it is. We will announce it this week on social media. So we will sort a loot drop for one person next year. Also, Just a reminder for anyone that has joined our Discord, !Discord in the chats. We have been looking at merch. So this hat that I'm wearing, this is the Blackout Ice Cream Uploads Curve Peak baseball cap. This hat that Bibby's wearing, that is a Blackout Ice Cream Uploads Flat Peak baseball cap. Well, we have just put in the order for these. So we should have these in January too. So if anyone is looking to purchase an ICU baseball cap, thank you, Tito, for typing in !Discord, but chat was dead. I had a big Windows update. Although, to be fair, I turned my PC on, it was like, do you want Windows 11? I was like, nope. It's like, are you sure? I was like, yep. Not. Get the fuck out of here. So, yeah, my PC was trying to push Windows 11 on me. And Elgato's new Wavelink update kills all of your previous Wavelink stuff. And that keeps trying to push itself on me as well. So my PC is trying to do all the big updates, but I'm like, no, I'll do it after we've shut down for Christmas. So until tomorrow, everything stays as it is. We're not doing anything.
I made that mistake.
Silly sausage. I mean, I was going to make that mistake. It was you that reminded me, that told me not to make that mistake. So I'm not doing it. Chatbot is alive. Let me see if it's connected first because sometimes it doesn't auto-connect. There we go. It should be connected. Chatbot should be up and running now. If anyone just wants to try !Discord again. Madge, welcome in, dude. It's been a while. How are you doing? We were talking about you this morning, but I can't tell you why.
Yeah, we was. It was all bad.
Go. All bad. It was I can't believe people would say that sort of stuff. Absolutely shocking. Absolutely
heinous.
No, you said anus. It was a different. There was no H on it.
It sounded close to that. Yeah.
So yeah, we have put in the order for our hats now, so they should be with us hopefully in January. So if anyone is in the merch channel on the Discord and is looking to pick up one of these hats, we will confirm the pricing for them. Like I said, hopefully we'll get it as cheap as it possibly will be. We're hoping for it to be around £15 to £17 per hat, including delivery. So it's not one of those where it's like, yeah, 15 quid plus $6.99 delivery postage and packaging. So it's like, what? So hopefully it will be that all in. We will confirm before anyone wants to put in an order or something, so you know exactly what you're looking at. Nice. I need to play it more and not after 4 hours sleep. Yeah, sorry, glad it's not a PG channel. Fuck, girls, men's arse. It was
a good time anyway.
It was good. It was a good game. It's good to watch. Do you two play cricket because the idiots in Australia need you? Go England. No.
I did in school. I loved it. I absolutely loved cricket.
See, I played rounders. And then I remember it quite vividly. I remember, well, up until a point, I remember going to play cricket, and someone throws something at you and you smack it for miles. So yeah, job's a good one. Anyway, the first ball that came in clocked me right in the middle of the forehead and just sent me off my feet onto my ass, like just on the floor. I was like, yeah, fuck that. That's like rounders, but with a brick. Get to fuck. So. Nope, never played it again. I mean, apart from when you were forced to in PE or something like that, but in my own time, nope.
I loved it. Absolutely loved it. At dinner time, you'd say a batter stays in. So unless you actually because you'd have one person batting, because I went to a sports college, so we just had all this shit out on the AstroTurf. So there was like the wickets, but there was metal. So when the ball hit it, it was like a spring action one. So you'd have one person stood in front of the wickets batting, obviously, and then you just have a row of lads all waiting to take their turn to bowl. And if you bowled, you got a chance to bat. And if you end up staying in bat the entire dinner, you was like a legend for the week.
I'm just more shocked at the fact that you went to a sports college and you had AstroTurf. I went to a dodgy school and we had ash and turf. bit of a burnt out fiesta. Job's a good one. Nice.
It was the sand AstroTurf though, let's be honest. Like if you was to do a slide challenge
no skin
in your school pants, yeah, you'd have a hole in your knees and you'd have just the worst carpet burn you've ever seen in your life.
Like an episode of Funny Bones. Just absolute knees walking by like, Madge says, diving back out as at work, but wanted to say hello and Merry Christmas to all who celebrate in advance. I love you, Madge. You're beautiful.
Appreciate that, mate.
Nice to see you, dude.
Have a good Christmas, mate.
In. Yeah, exactly. Same. What about delivery to Aussieland? Good question. We will look into that one. Obviously, our costings and stuff are ethnocentric. They are UK focused, but we will look at what that means to deliver to international territories. We do have issues, not us. I mean, we do have issues probably, but we have had issues because we do social media stuff for a number of different brands across a number of different countries. I don't know whether it's Brexit related or whether that just made it worse, but some countries we send stuff off at like Spain and Portugal, which we've never had issues with. We just get things returned. So we would want to look into that sort of stuff because if anyone from Spain was buying some of our merch, we would want to like have the full conversation of, okay, we're going to send you this, postage will be this, but there's a very good chance that it gets import taxes that need to be paid at your end or whatever, and if it comes back, then obviously we can't keep sending it because that just starts to cost the chunks. But we'll look into it. We'll look into it for you, dude. And yes, Tencent is taking over the gaming industry. They've been taking over every industry. Industry. Christmas week sucks. Nothing but running things, cleaning the house after work, and other things just for a couple of days of Christmas food and family time. Get out! You absolute Grinch. Get out. Hello there, Nietzsche. I'll read, good sir. Christmas week is good. See, all of the hustle and bustle, and it does just go in no time. But people are just nicer. And this is a conversation we had last year. I remember some people were going, yeah, but people should be nice all the time. It's like, okay, but people should be nice versus people actually are nice is a different thing. People should be nice all the time, but they're not. People are dicks. However, you go into a shop at this time of year, the little checkout lady goes like, Merry Christmas, have a good Christmas. You too, love, yeah. Get off a bus and then bus driver or whatever. Yeah, same. People are just nicer. So I love this week because it does pick up the pace, and there is a lot to do. There's 1,000,001 things to do, but yeah, it's worth it. I love Christmas. So get out of here, but stay, but take the negativity. Go. I'll read Nietzsche. Nietzsche does know that his hat has been shipped to him, so there's a small chance that it will get to you before Christmas. But with Christmas postal delays, we're not guaranteeing it. You may have the hat in time for Christmas, Nietzsche, your loot drop prize, but no guarantees. Anyway, we are here to talk about video games. Madge has already mentioned it, but Tencent is taking over the world. That is our lead story of the day. Tencent has bought Back 4 Blood developer Turtle Rock Studios. So Tencent have their fingers in a lot of pies. We've spoken about this before. They have their finger now, not even in a pie, holding another pie. Back 4 Blood Studios, developer, should I say, Turtle Rock Studios. Big old brand. Done some good stuff this year. Anyway, now just bought up because why not? Elsewhere, Gran Turismo 7 will include 420 car models and 90 tracks with realistic weather and scenery. If anyone's interested in Gran Turismo 7, we have some updates for you on that game. Elsewhere, Microsoft can't get hold of retail Xbox Series X consoles for this weekend's Halo tournament. Imagine that. Microsoft running a Halo tournament, can't get hold of Xboxes. What a world. By the way, Amazon, I don't know if they're still there, but as of about half an hour ago, if you want an Xbox Series X, they had them in stock at Amazon. There was no issue with just dropping in, picking one up and dropping out again. Not like one of those where you've got 7 minutes to be gone. They may have gone by now, but if you are after one, check Amazon. They were in stock. Sticking with Halo, though, shared with us in the Scoop channel in our Discord, David, a.k.a. Fatman Dave, 8472, shared the fact that a Halo Infinite glitch activates campaign co-op. So if you want to play the campaign co-op and you can't be bothered waiting until March, April, May, whenever they bring out the update, which makes it possible, well, there's a glitch in there that'll allow you to do it now. We will run through what that is. We're not going to run through the game, mind, but we will run through what that is, and then we'll finish up with your Free Game Monday-ish. It's following on from Free Game Friday, the Epic Game Store's game of the week, and what the next game is / could be. We will run through that. But for now, Mr. Bibb.
Yes.
We played some Back 4 Blood. Would you play Back 10 Blood?
Yes.
Well, that's okay. This story by Andy Chalk at PC Gamer says Tencent buys Back 4 Blood developer Turtle Rock Studios. The Chinese gaming conglomerate has added another studio to its stable. Tencent announced today that it has added yet another game to its stable through the acquisition of Slamfire, the parent company of Back 4 Blood developer Turtle Rock Studios. Turtle Rock will continue, quote, independent operations, end quote, out of its current office in California, with co-founders Phil Robb and Chris Ashton remaining at the helm. The studio said the acquisition will enable it to grow in size and expand its ambitions for Back 4 Blood. We will continue to transparently communicate with you all, provide updates on all of our progress through our Trello board, and expand upon what makes Back for Blood so special, Turtle Rock said. Additionally, we get to do something we have never done before as a studio, turn a universe we created into a true, long-standing AAA franchise. We can now ensure that the Back for Blood franchise is here to stay, and we will be working on it well into the future. We are huge fans of Turtle Rock's games, especially their amazing approach to creating cooperative online games, Tencent Games Global Chief Strategy Eddie Chan said. We can't wait to see what comes next, and we're excited to be a part of their future. Founded in 1998, Tencent has grown to become a major player. Okay, we don't need the background. Tencent buys all the things, and Slamfire / Turtle Rock Studios make the things, but now they make the things for Tencent, is the gist of it. Initial thoughts. Well, obviously, the initial conversation will go towards the fact that Tencent own everything. We'll leave the Tencent conversation for now. What are your thoughts on the impact that this has on Back for Blood? Can you see the Tencent cash injection being great for Back for Blood and the future of the brand? What are your thoughts?
Well, Back for Blood isn't a game that's been laid dormant for a long time. It's a game that's hugely popular still now and has recently just got a new update. I think they may be looking at it as what Left 4 Dead 1 and 2 were, games that came out over 10 years ago and are still super strong. They still have a strong community behind it. They still have thousands of people playing at any given time. I think they're hoping for this with Back for Blood, and it's a worthwhile investment for them. Again, as I just mentioned, they are still bringing out patches for this game. One as recently as last week, I think. We mentioned it last week that may be coming out in this month in terms of a single player campaign for Back for Blood. So this game will have legs. How long they will go for, I'm not particularly sure, but I do think this is a worthwhile investment for them. They obviously see it as something that will last them a long time. Otherwise, I don't think they'd have bought Turtle Rock, because Back for Blood is a project made of people who had a large interest in Left 4 Dead. So it must have been a hell of a pitch for them to be able to get bought out. Or alternatively, Tencent went to them and said, "We like your game, we want to buy you out, and let's see where it goes from here." I mean, the cash injection from either side, I don't know what that means for the game, but I think this is probably a good thing. But the larger thing at play is Tencent are buying everything. Like, they are buying studios left, right, and center. We talk about Sony and Microsoft, but are buying studios to go as first party stuff. What does this mean for Tencent?
It's kind of difficult to say, because, like, I mean, leaving the Tencent bit alone just for now, jumping back to the brand. I mean, I was kind of thinking, when I read the headline, Tencent buys Turtle Rock Studios, aka the Back 4 Blood developer, it's like, okay, well, that would have been great news surely 18 months ago, because Back 4 Blood has had a good 18 months, but now it's out, and I'm not saying it in a negative way. It didn't last long on the front pages. Let's put it that way. We played a bit of it, as did everyone else at the kind of peak time. But then within 3 weeks, it had dropped off faster than I expected. But not saying that as a negative, just because it's the nature of video games marketing these days. And I'm talking purely off of like a Twitch front page kind of thing. I don't know whether there's concurrent players still there on platforms, on Steam or whatever. But it did drop off quite quickly. So that sort of investment, I'm thinking, well, you kind of missed it if you're after that, or maybe you saw some good stuff there and you're happy to do that. You want a slice of that pie when it comes around again. So when we get back 5 Blood or whatever's going to be next. But then we read this article, and it actually sounded better to me than I thought it was, because, as Bibbs mentioned, Tencent just wants everything. They're taking over the world. Okay, you had a great game, we'll buy it. You had a half-decent game, we'll buy it. You've got a game that could potentially make a profit, yeah, we'll buy that as well. Tencent just taking everything. And I thought, okay, well, Back 4 Blood has had some critical acclaim. Even if it didn't stay on for as long as they wanted. I'm not saying that isn't the case, by the way. We'll just assume that was the case because of what I saw without any stats behind it. Even if it didn't stay on for as long as they wanted, but still had critical acclaim and made a decent bit of money, rather than setting the world on fire, that's still very attractive, Tencent. Okay, you've got something that has the groundwork set for a really, really good sequel. We'll take that. But that's not just what they're going in from here. That, like, the way that... let's see if I can find the bit. there we go. Additionally, we get to do something we've never done before as a studio: turn a universe we created into a true, long-standing AAA franchise. We can now ensure that Back 4 Blood franchise is here to stay, and we will be working on it well into the future. That is cool because it's not just a case of, oh, we'll do another game. The fact that they're using words that you hear quite a bit now, universe, AAA,
live service.
Yeah, exactly. But it kind of, apart from the card system, if you weren't a proper Back 4 Blood player, there wasn't really longevity beyond your first playthrough. I'm not asked about the card system. That actually quite turned me off, if I'm being honest, the card system. I know that was kind of the big selling point. Yeah, the cards can change how the game plays for me. And it's like, yeah, if you care enough about the granular details, for me it was all just like blah, 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 like Attack on the Senses. And if I played it for long enough, I would probably I realized that actually, do you know what, I'm taking more and more hits than I did before, or I'm putting out more damage, or I'm getting more loot, or whatever. But because I was just like caught in the headlights, it was, the cards were kind of secondary. I didn't really notice it. So after that,
turned into an RPG, didn't it? That was the thing. That's what Left 4 Dead didn't do. The Left 4 Dead was just an out-and-out first-person shooter, whereas Back 4 Blood actually turned into a RPG FPS in terms of there's a million decks that you could collect, and you would they'd have seasonal campaigns where you can go back. Like there's one running now, I think, like a Christmas one, where you'd get a deck. I think it's a deck inspired by Christmas. I'm not too sure, but they just keep on putting new decks into the game that may make the game better. And the single player campaign now, and them nerfing the difficulties, that instantly turned people off. Like there was their own downfall with that, having the hard difficulty impossible to be able to play on your own or with your friends. That was a really bad business decision, because you could play it on normal and have a great time, and then there would be no replayability. But they have got that now. They have got that. So the live service aspect of it, I think this game, I don't think it'll outdo Left 4 Dead in terms of how long Left 4 Dead has been going for. I think that's a near impossible task, but they have got things. I love the deck system personally, but I play a lot of RPGs, so it just gives me different play styles. Like if I wanted to do a particular run, I could have a particular deck there for me to choose from. If I wanted to just do a full gung ho one where I'm having every gun possible, I've got a deck there. If I wanted to be a little bit more tamer and just be the baby healer, like I like to play in a lot of MMOs, then I've got that deck available to me as well. So
such complete tangent. You mentioned healer. Is Sage the healer in Overwatch?
Yes, I think so. Yeah,
I saw a meme. So obviously Jake Paul knocked out Tyron Woodley on the weekend. Someone edited Sage stood above him with the hands going like that to bring him back to life. I was like, that's absolute baby there.
Amazing. Amazing. But yeah, like having those abilities in the game, like Left 4 Dead is just, it's a fantastic game, and a game that I can easily go back and play now. But it's very linear. It's very, here's A, get to B, there's your safe house. Yeah, I don't even know, you can't even get like modifications for your guns. I mean, the modifications in Back 4 Blood make no sense. Here's an attachment for a gun that you can't take off when you find a better gun. That pissed me off.
Do you want to fully deck out your shit gun? Yeah, well, your shit gun is better than this good gun. Do you want the good gun? Well, no, because it's worse than my shit gun. Yeah, but eventually it'll get better. Yeah, but I've just done all that. What? But
there's a lot of areas for them to be able to go over and make it a lot more playable. A lot more make sense.
You mentioned like it's a bit more of an RPG and people can go back through and collect the different decks. I speak for myself, and looking at how quickly it fell off, I assume more people as well, with the fact that that's a nice addition for the people that want it, but not a nice enough addition for everyone. Like I said, I will play through it. I mean, most games I just buy and never play through, let alone play through it and play through it again to change a deck kind of thing. So that for me was like, yeah, I'm not bothered. But the fact that they've got the ability to turn this into a long-standing universe means that that probably gives them the ability to, okay, well, we can have decks, we can have different abilities to start and run through the whole story, but also we'll have new worlds, we'll have expansions, we'll have season passes that have challenges, kill what were they called? Ridden? Or was that a different game? I can't even remember what game.
No, that was true. Yeah.
So go kill 150 Ridden or whatever and get yourself a new mission, which gives you XP, which unlocks your next skin and stuff like that. We'll probably start to see that sort of stuff within it, which I think is good because that gives a little bit more longevity for people like me that would have installed it. Like after 3 weeks, it was gone. I remember seeing different people have conversations. I remember it was in some of our streams, even Fixer streams, show streams, a bunch of people going, do you know what? We might jump back into Back for Blood at some times, but it's yeah. And it was kind of that, it was almost a sympathetic, it's like we enjoyed it, but there's not really a demand, or we've enjoyed it, but we've finished it, so there's not that much more that we can do for Twitch. We can do it for the people that want it, but for people in general, it's like, okay, I've seen there, I've been there, I've had it done, I've watched people play through the betas twice and stuff. I get kind of the feeling of what it means to be. If you get a big badass boss or something in it, some sort of like set piece missions, so that one where we had the cannon and we had to blow things up, throw in different trials like that so people can just get to the big glory moments, then I think that changes it up. But Slamfire / Turtle Rock Studios, what they've done with Warner Brothers' help is build an extremely solid, really fun social experience with limitations. And that limitations is not anything, not that it's limited, and you could tell that it's limited. It's just limited because everything is. You can only do what you can do. Whereas now they've got Tencent behind them. So what they can do is a bit more, is a lot more. As they've mentioned, they can expand, they can put more resources, get a larger team, have more budget. And if Back for Blood was great, which it is. When I'm saying, I mean, I almost sound like I'm kicking it, like saying I don't think there's enough replayability. It dropped off the front pages after 3 weeks or so. That can all happen, and you could still have a world-class, exceptional game. And I believe they did. For me, I class it completely as a story campaign only playthrough, like The Last of Us, like an Uncharted, like Spider-Man or something like that. And those are some of my favorite games ever. So this, I still highly, highly rate. It just gives them the ability now to give you that campaign mode and then invest a bit more into what I would have as the live secondary playthrough, the third tertiary, the long shelf life stuff, which is nice. I mean, nicer for Tencent because that's more of the world that they own as well. So
yeah,
I'm intrigued as to how this works because Tencent tend to be quite hands off in terms of, excuse me, in terms of they will buy a studio and just let it run. And they kind of have to be because the amount of stuff that they run and own, if they had their hands on the reins for everything, they would be run ragged. So they tend to buy strategically and then let people do their thing. I know that from, like I said before, we went for a meeting with something called Fanbyte, which is like they provide community services like forums and all sorts of things, news and things like that. They're based in America, but they provide them for games and stuff around the world. And they were bought out by Tencent, but then just do their own thing. So it's like, okay, we've got more support and more backing, and we're part of an infrastructure, so we can, if we need, give examples that
extra stuff.
Yeah, but our services. We need a marketing agency. We don't do marketing. We'll speak to our buddies in Tencent, and they will get their marketing arm to market for us. We need someone that does print stuff. We need development help for this or whatever. They all fall under the same umbrella then, so they can all just scratch each other's back. So, yeah. Graham, you're a legend. Guess who's just secured a Series X? Let's go!
Hey, let's go!
Nice. Enjoy, Tito. Enjoy. Also, don't forget, you can get 3 years of Xbox Game Pass Ultimate for 50 quid. So 3 years of Xbox Game Pass Ultimate for 50 quid. Make sure you get in on the offer. If you don't know the offer, I'll send you the link over after the stream. Nice. Where'd you get it from? Amazon. Kane, they're in stock on Amazon right now. So yeah, just go buy 7. Fill your boots. Let me scroll back up. If it doesn't arrive alongside my Christmas dinner, there will be trouble, says Nietzsche. It's not talking about Series X there, by the way. It's talking about the ice cream uploads baseball cap. Not Nietzsche. If it does arrive before Christmas and you don't send us a picture of you eating your Christmas dinner whilst wearing it, there will be trouble.
Big trouble.
We fixed that giveaways. Oh shit! Did I say that out loud? Oh no! Yeah, if you got it for Christmas and you're not wearing it, absolute fisticuffs, mate. In before someone does a mod based on the Hong Kong protests. I mean, that's the downside with something like Tencent, though, is they are a Chinese-based firm. So there's been lots of conversations about Chinese pushing their political stance on the wider world. If they own everything, then it has a massive impact in what we see, what we say, and what can be covered outwardly. So there definitely is political stuff there. We'll put a pin in that for this story, though, because we're not the most clued up on the impacts and the extent of their reach of that sort of stuff, and we probably won't be able to cover the scale of the story. So we'll just put a pin in that. We've tried a few times in the past. I don't know. Other people can judge on how successful we've done that, but we'll leave it for this. I wonder if Tencent will go the way of the CSL. What, sofas? What do you mean? I don't know. Timeless! Good after morning. How are we doing? Merry Christmas week, dude. Yeah, you too. Kane says, hey up. They'll never own me. No, they fucking won't. Not for 10 cents anyway. I have two.
Isn't the CSL Counter-Strike League? I could be wrong.
I don't know. I just thinking. I was thinking CSL, but isn't that like DSL sofas or something? I don't know. Something like that.
DFS.
I mean, yeah, there's that as well. But there's like 27,000 different versions, and there's like VHS and DVD and Doovda and Look at it, ready for the hood.
Blue Dave.
I have two from day one release. We spoke about that before, actually. Yeah, I remember that one. Well, don't get another one then. Fine. I need a hat.
Oh.
Chinese Super League. Okay. Not the sofas then. Nice. Okay. I need a hat. Well, we mentioned it already, Kane. Actually, we've just put in. Well, I said we've just put in. We are putting in the order. The emails have been sent for the order for our hats, so we should hopefully have them in January for people to pick up. Just look what happened with the Hearthstone player. Yeah, that's what I mean. So Blitzchung, Hearthstone player, and it was just because he was talking political stuff. And absolutely nothing to do with the fact that I don't know whether it's Tencent or any other Chinese investor have invested massively either into Activision Blizzard or within the Hearthstone League itself. And Blitzchung got booted, as did the casters. And all sorts of let's just nuke everything. Superbly over the top reaction. We covered it for about 6 weeks, didn't we? Or probably longer. So, yeah, that sort of stuff. That level of impact, wouldn't be surprised to see that sort of stuff. SCS, that's actually what I am actually thinking of. SCS sofas, that's the one. I got a new toy. Ooh, what have you got, Kane? Give us the details. Should have just won a cap. It's easier. I'll teach you the way of the giveaway. To be fair, Nichio is like a black belt in winning giveaways. It's ridiculous how he does that. Is there like some sort of like giveaway scalping? Like, can you get bots to win giveaways? Because if he's got it cracked, 100%. Oculus Quest 2. Ooh, we've got one in the office. I was playing it the other day. It's fucking amazing. It's so good. Like, so easy to just... I mean, I was sat there going, I'm not bothered. Thinking, I've got to put it on. And you have to fondle with the fucking lenses to make sure it looks good. And then, you know, within seconds, I'm there like, pew, 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 thinking I'm full on James Bonding my way through this world. It's really good. It's really good. I mean, the fact it stuck to Facebook's a little bit of a turd, but still, it's good nonetheless.
Can you plug it into your PC and use it as like a VR for your PC as well?
I think you can.
I think that would be a massive selling point.
I think you can. I'm not 100% sure. I think you can.
If that's the case, we say we think we can. Surely that should be a selling point. The fact that we don't necessarily know that it does is kind of a bad marketing plan for it, surely, because it will be very competitively priced if you could.
I think that's not their primary output, though. They want to be seen that you don't need the PC.
Yeah, and the wires.
Yeah. So you're not.
It just opens up a completely different market of games, doesn't it? Like you can play Resident Evil 4 on it, I think. I think that's one of the new ones, but can you play Skyrim VR on it? That's all I need to know, Graham. That's all I need to know. Another copy of Skyrim inbound.
Just one. I don't think so. DFS would get a hat to me before Christmas or a sofa. You can. Isn't it one of those where you go to DFS and they're like, yeah, you pay the money now. We'll make it sound like you walk away with it, like under your arm, your full on couch, just on your hip like it's a newborn baby kind of thing. But then what actually it is, well, not newborn, because newborn's more cradle, you get what I mean. Anyway, but what it actually is, isn't it like 6, 12, 18, 42-year wait or something like that? Like, don't you wait forever? Because so many people that bought a couch and been like, yeah, we've got a couch coming in 6 weeks. It's like, where's your shopping bag? Should have been coming out with like a parsnip and a couch or something like that. DFS wouldn't get a hat to you before Christmas. You don't need a PC, but you can use it on Steam. But does it run better if you do have a PC? Does it unlock all of your PC's processing power and stuff like that? Because obviously the stuff that you can do as a portable device is limited. Can you go like full on like ray tracing and all of that jazz stuff if you hook it to a PC? That's kind of when it gets my attention then. Anyway, let's move ahead. Speaking about getting my attention, do you know what's done that so far this year? Racing games. Ish. I'm not a fan of racing games. I used to be. I've said many times, and I will continue to say, they kind of bored me. I've been there and done it. Once you've been around the track and stuff, it all gets nicer and sexier and jazzier and stuff. And don't get me wrong, we'll just be talking about Oculus Quest and VR. Racing in VR is definitely, possibly... Definitely, possibly. I know that's a bit of an oxymoron, but it's up there with the best ways of experiences in VR right now. Playing VR racing setups, that's full-on immersion. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. But leaving the VR to side, racing games definitely are getting better. Massively open to the idea of playing Forza Horizon 5. If I ever get an Xbox, which are available on Amazon right now, that will be a game I play. For now, though, I have a PlayStation, so I'll have to look more like... this. Vikki Blake at Eurogamer says Gran Turismo 7 will include 420 car models and 90 tracks with realistic weather and scenery. So a pamphlet given away at a Japanese retail store has revealed more details about the upcoming race of Gran Turismo 7, including news it will include 420, nice bit of 420 love there for the stoners of the world, 420 different car models and over 90 racing tracks with realistic weather and scenery. As spotted by GT Planet, the free booklet distributed at the Yodobashi camera reminds us that the long-awaited GT mode is back, in which you can enjoy the car life and buying, selling, and tuning the cars and racing. Let me hit play on the video, even though I don't think it's relevant, but I'll hit it anyway. I think it's just a trailer kind of thing. So your garage reportedly permits you to store up to 1,000 vehicles. SNF players have spotted both the Ferrari F8 and F12 amongst the pamphlet's images. Forum user Petty Wingman, thanks PSU, translated the images they could see and added this additional information too. Brand Central, a shopping mall which over 60 automobile brands assemble. You can purchase over 300 post-2011 cars here. Used car dealers, the cars which have been discontinued for a long time, are lined up here. The Japanese historic cars in the 80s and 90s are also available. The lineup would be updated every day. Garage, your base of the car life. Up to 1,000 cars can be stored, and you can gaze at and set up your car. Tuning shop, engine, tyre, brake, suspension, a huge amount of tuning parts are available. You can also purchase the supercharger, turbocharger, weight reduction, and rigidity increase. GT Auto, dress up your car here. Over 130 wheels and over 600 aero parts are lined up. Oil change, car wash, painting, and livery editing are also available. Do you know what? I'll go through these. Not that many left now, so I'll just run through. Scapes, over 2,500 photo locations in 40 countries all over the world. Place your car in a beautiful scene and take realistic HDR photographs. That's like photo mode, but to the next level. Hey, not in the game. Let's put it somewhere else. License Center, learn the driving technique from scratch. You can learn basic techniques to different drivings for each car and course. Mission Challenge, 0 to 400 meters battle. Drifting, max speed challenge, music rally, which you can race to music, etc. You can experience unique events that is different from ordinary racing. And then finally, world circuits, such as Le Mans, Nürburgring, beloved fictional circuits such as Trail Mountain, over 90 layouts in this game. As Martin summarised for us a couple of weeks ago, Gran Turismo 7 is all about delivering, classical racing experience. Nice. But for now, though, we do know that 420 different cars, 90 tracks, multiple different ways to interact with them within the game, including a shopping mall sort of experience of buying new cars, and then what did they call it? They called it a used car dealership for getting the old school cars within the game. How does that all sound to you, babe?
Mega. Like the whole point of playing a racing game is to be able to play and drive cars. surely that's the biggest pull of the game. So why would you not have as many different cars in there as possible and make them all try to feel as different as possible? Like if you're having a car that's an absolute banger, well, a banger, I mean, a banger cars in like it's a classic car, but it may not be as fast as the newer cars nowadays. So something that has 90 horsepower versus something that 200 horsepower, there needs to be a difference there. Then the cars need to feel different, and I think Gran Turismo do that exceptionally well. So being able to have 420 licensed cars in there for you to be able to race in, let's just hope that the races make it so that you can actually use some of them cars, because a lot of racing games, they'll require you to have a specific car, but you probably won't be going for the one that may be at the bottom of that list because you want the fastest car possible for that particular race. So you probably admit like 20 different cars for the sake of playing with the fastest one for that particular race. So let's hope there's races in there that you're actually able to use some of these cars, because I feel like it'd be a waste otherwise.
Just going to spam some Kane's Elon Musk emotes in the chat because of 420 cars. There we go. Nice.
420.
Sorry, I was a bit distracted trying to find Kane's Elon Musk emote then. What was the summary of what you said?
Cars good. Let's
Nice.
use them.
Nice. Yeah, I like this. I like how true GT7 is to the history of, okay, we want old school cars. We want you to feel how different each car is from one to the other. The only thing for me is, and this is not negative, because there's different things for different people. Not horses for courses, but cars for courses, quite clearly, is that I actually, for the first time, probably find myself leaning towards Forza. I've always been a Gran Turismo sort of person, even though I've not played either of them. From my own sort of, like I say, I'm not a PlayStation fanboy, but I am probably more biased towards PlayStation because I've had more time with PlayStation consoles. I've always been a Gran Turismo person. That said, Forza Horizon still, from what I've seen so far versus what I'd seen, the very first trailer for Forza Horizon, I was like, okay, this is interesting for me. This changes things for me. And then everything I've seen leading up to the launch has pushed that even further. Whereas Gran Turismo 7 is a lot more of the feel what it's like to drive the car. I was like, I can do that when I drive to Tesco, mate.
For the sake of clarity, and people going, well, they're two different types of racing games. One's a racing game where it's on the track, the other one is in a real world setting. Do you feel like you're moving away from the track days and moving into the real world rural settings instead then?
Yeah.
An open world racing game?
100%. And I think that's the key thing. It's two different, and that's why I'm interested, because I don't give a shit about simulation driving anymore, because I've done that, and don't get me wrong, that clearly means I'm not interested in that. A lot of people, I don't give a shit about football games because you just kick a ball into the sticks. Yeah, great. And I know. Like I say, horses for courses, cars for courses. I'm not bothered about something that will give me the most realistic racing simulation, and that's the reason why I like Forza Horizon. Obviously, Forza may go back towards that, but Forza Horizon goes away from that, and that is where
I think there is meant to be a new Forza Motorsport at some point.
There's rumours of it. People keep asking for it. It's like, okay, Horizon's all good, but when do we get the new Forza Motorsport? And it's like, for me, that I'm not bothered by that. I give me the Horizon, give me the like all of the almost open world fun that comes within that, and that's kind of where I want to be. So that said,
I agree.
This still looks beautiful. 420 cars, 90 tracks, realistic weather and scenery. You can guarantee this is a first party game as well, so it's going to look fecking incredible. The use of all of the PlayStation's gubbins to bring you top spec RTX and all of that stuff, SSD, you're going to be going from race into a race, from menu into a 24-hour race without even thinking about it, and it's going to be flawless, guaranteed. But
there's I was going to say something then. Oh, sorry, Gran Turismo. As much as we obviously were part of the Gran Turismo crew when the PlayStation first ever came out, like I played Gran Turismo 1, 2, 3, and A-Spec. Like, they were fantastic games. I haven't really played any other ones since. I really needed to play sport, because there was a point on my timeline where everyone was playing sport and trying to beat each other's time trials, which I thought was an amazing idea. But I seen something at the weekend saying that Gran Turismo eSport I probably should know this considering I work in esports, but it's like one of the biggest in the world, which I find is bizarre. Like, I know we've had the Premier League where FIFA is taken and being played on Sky Sports because it's all the Premier League clubs taking place. But Sky Sports F1 have had things like Gran Turismo esports being placed on there. I mean, we met Toby at that Media City, and he did Forza motor racing.
Yeah,
Tobin Lee. Yeah.
So I know Tobin Lee, and I think I want to say the very first. I could be wrong in that fact, but I want to say the very first Gran Turismo esports tournament that led to an actual placed driver. So Jan Mardenborough, we worked with at an event with Nissan in Sweden for the UEFA Champions League, and we invited a bunch of different people from different walks of life. And then Jan Mardenborough was a Nismo racing driver, but he got into that mindset, into that job, because he won a Forza Horizon competition. So he won Forza Horizon, actually, I've completely shat all over Gran Turismo then. He won a Gran Turismo, like I want to say GT3, we'll call it that. I don't know what it was. He won a GT3 racing competition, which gave him the chance to be their digital driver, I think it was. So he was Nismo's e-racer, but they then transitioned him into being an actual racer, and then he stopped being an e-racer, and he now races professionally for Nismo. How fucking cool is that? So yeah, this is badass. But, I mean, that shows you how good Gran Turismo is. I mean, I'm saying it turns me off, and it does, which is I'm perfectly fine with the fact that I don't want that.
It shouldn't be a hot take, that.
Yeah, but the fact that some people have the opinion that it's really good, okay, that's another thing. But the fact that, opinion aside, the game is so realistic that it can be a good training foundation for actual racing drivers is fucking beautiful. That is beautiful.
Yeah.
So,
and for millions of people that aren't interested in video gaming at all, to be able to watch an esport where people are using, I mean, I think a lot of them, I think when I was speaking to Tobin, he was saying that it's not particularly always in racing in a cockpit. It's usually just using the controller, which kind of takes me out of it a little bit, if I'm being honest. If I want to see an esport where they're playing a racing game, I mean, that kind of goes to say, like, you're playing CSGO, why aren't you using real guns? Are you playing FIFA, why aren't you using a real football? But I feel like that would be the perfect opportunity for an esport to have the racing cockpit and having it as realistic as possible when they are playing these realistic simulation games. I think that would be amazing if that was the case.
Just moving back into the chat, would particularly love the return of A-Spec and B-Spec as well, especially as I'm more comfortable with A-Spec now compared to GT4, 5, and 6. Kane says there is a new motorsport coming. Iceman says if/when I get Series S, I will get Forza. I will get both. GT the all reliable and Forza the one I've never tried, as I've never had an Xbox. Iceman says also plus no race directors making up the rules on the fly. Kappa. GT esports and F1 esports are pretty big. Cheeto says the lack of damage in GT is jarring for me. That's something Forza has always done well. Plus I can play it on Series X now, baby. And that's the thing though, is I agree. But I also understand they don't want, they want it to be about the driving mechanics as opposed to the crashing mechanics. It's not about the realities of the perils of driving, but the realities of driving and feeling all of that. But I agree with you. I understand where they're coming from. I would much rather, if I'm clipping the car, knowing that it's going to feck him up and do my damage to my axles or whatever. Would have been GT5. Could have been. It was, when did that come out? It was 5-6 years ago, and he'd had that a few years before, which is why I just randomly picked 3 out of my ass. I can't remember when. Could have been 4, could have been 5, could have been whatever. Anyway, do you know what? We've said Forza Horizon is better than Gran Turismo. We haven't said that, but I'm just using it just to position my next article, by the way. So basically, Xbox is better than PlayStation, right? That's what we've just said, right? Well, wrong, clearly, as the next bit of news says, Microsoft can't get hold of Xbox consoles for a Halo tournament. Imagine that. Microsoft can't get hold of retail Xbox Series X consoles for this weekend's Halo tournament. Why? Global supply chain shortage is real. This is written by Vikki Blake at Eurogamer. It says, even Microsoft is struggling to get hold of its own Xbox Series X consoles as the global shortages continue to affect the industry. For Halo Infinite's first Halo Championship Series, the company has had to resort to using dev kits. That is special consoles given to developers to test games during development, as it cannot source enough retail versions. Clearly, they didn't realize they should be going to Amazon.com. This morning and going and buy it from there. Nice. Anyway, however, 343 Industries insists the functionality is identical and players shouldn't worry that the kit will affect their performance. Heads up, bracket players you'll be playing this week on Series X dev consoles, tweeted 343 Industries esports and viewership lead Tashi. Thanks, notebookcheck.net. Excuse me, they're functionally identical and will be operating in retail mode, so it's the exact same experience. They just look a little different. Why? Global supply chain shortage is real. It's not just Microsoft, of course. AO World boss John Roberts recently told press that availability of PS5 and Xbox Series X was difficult for this Christmas, and in October, Intel warned that the ongoing global semiconductor shortage could continue into 2023. So yeah, even Xbox have issues with running their flagship games, flagship tournaments. Imagine that. Imagine that.
Away.
So yeah, there you go. Grab yourself an Xbox from Amazon and be better than Microsoft this morning. This is where we need our affiliate links. We should have had all those set up and like, yeah, buy them all from this link and give us all the cash. Yeah. Ching, ching, ching. We don't earn any money on telling you to go to Amazon, by the way. Just saying that they're there. They might be gone by now. All of that said, I expected them to have been gone by the time we went live and Tito's managed to buy one. So maybe they won't. Maybe they won't. So, Xbox can't get hold of retail consoles, and before I throw the thoughts over to Bib, I will use that to jump into the next bit of news, as it's not a world away. This is shared by Fatman Dave 8472 on the Discord. This is at Kit Guru, a website that's never been featured on the Scoop before. So, Matthew Wilson at Kit Guru, welcome. You've made it. Tell your mum. Get this printed out, screenshotted. Do you know what? I'll get me and Bibby on screen. Thumbs up. Oh, no, actually, I'll do that afterwards when we've got your title on screen, so you can share it, get it on the Wall of Fame. Halo Infinite glitch activates campaign co-op. This month, the Halo Infinite campaign officially launched, and as great as the lack of co-op play has been disappointing for many fans. As it turns out, there is a way to get local co-op working already, but it requires exploiting a glitch. Campaign co-op has been a staple of the Halo franchise since its inception, with split-screen campaign co-op being present in Bungie's original games for Xbox. As it turns out, split-screen local co-op is present in Halo Infinite, but if you want to try it, you'll have to glitch your way there. I'm going to hit play on the video. Keep it muted. Oh, it's only 6 seconds. Okay. Twitter user Noble Actual discovered the glitch via Windows Central in order to get split-screen co-op working. Actually, full stop there. In order to get split-screen co-op working, you'll need to load the Halo Infinite campaign with your Xbox in offline mode. From there, connect a second controller and sign into an Xbox account, then load up a campaign save using controller 1. Once loading is finished, hit the start button on controller 1 and then back out of the menu. Then hit start on controller 2 and split screen will activate and a second Master Chief will appear in the game. Unfortunately, this is an early unfinished version of co-op campaign, so there are some issues. For instance, player 2 does not get their own HUD, and in some areas you will experience graphical errors. It's also worth noting that this only works on Xbox consoles and not on PC. For the next several months, this will be the only way to experience co-op campaign unless 343 Industries patches this glitch out of the game. Official campaign co-op is planned for Halo Infinite Season 2 update, which drops in May. So if you want to play the campaign and you don't mind it not being perfect, you can get it 6 months early by being a little bit of a glitch man. You interested in that, Bib?
I think that's fun, especially over the Christmas period. If you've got brothers or you got your friends around or something like that, or your sisters or whoever else, your cousins, your uncles, your mum, your dad, or whatever, you're all big Halo fans. You want to get in on some Halo action. This is fun.
I think you missed a couple of relatives off there, Bib. If you want to keep going,
yeah. Second cousins, stepsons, no.
Niece,
but yeah. You want the opportunity to be able to play Halo in split screen without having to wait for the official patch. Cool. How do people find out about this, though? Like, how do people come across this kind of thing?
Just reading through all of that, like Noble Actual has sat there, is logged in, he's turned his Xbox into offline mode. He's logged in as a single player version. He's loaded a save off of his controller, then plugged in controller number 2, then logged in on that controller, and then it's dropped him into the game without his own headset. By that point, that's like Christmas over. We're back in the office in January at that point in time. What? What? So yeah. Fair play. Unless it's just one of those things where someone's gone, can I play? I don't know. Can I? Do I? Where's your pad? Oh, I'll find it. I'll log in and start it. Okay, and then someone just logs in afterwards, and it's just one of those. I thought this wasn't supposed to be there, and then they realised they stumbled across something. But yeah, not going to touch it. I mean, there's issues there. Obviously, you've got to have your Xbox in offline mode. The fact that we would be playing it, we'd have to do it. It's couch co-op. We'd want to do campaign co-op online, so I won't be able to do that with Bib because I'm going to be here, he's going to be there. It's a big old fecking couch that we're going to need for that. You can't work around that because you can't do it on PC, and your Xbox is offline, so there's no way of just kind of putting it online to run through that. So it's cool for those that would want to try it. It kind of reminds me of GTA San Andreas. We're talking about this the other day. GTA San Andreas used to have a way to get 2 players in the game, but you didn't get split screen. It was you got, like, say if I was CJ, I could spawn another person in and then assign player 2 to be that person, like a debug mode. And then Bibby could run around and control that person as player 2. But if I drove off and left Bibby, he was off the screen. You couldn't see what he was doing. You couldn't see what he was doing. It kind of reminds me of that, in the fact that player 2 doesn't get their own HUD or any of that sort of experience. They are secondary to player 1. So it's clearly not meant to be there, but it's nice if you want a bit of a tinker. Get yourself set for the full reveal of Halo's campaign in May, I think it was. Yeah. Any thoughts on the lack of retail consoles, or is that just is what it is?
Well, it is what it is, but it's surprising that a Halo tournament they're potentially not using their new Halo consoles. Like, I thought that would have been an advertising point for them, but if you can't get hold of them, you can't get hold of them. Do you know what I mean?
Is what it is. If you want to fall down a rabbit hole, start looking into how speedrunners find glitches in games, says Eternal Lee. That is brain melting. It's amazing as well. And it's amazing how someone finding something new has massive tectonic shift in the world of speedrunning. We had one, not firsthand, obviously, but we had one within our ballpark a few months back. I think it was, is it Boofy? One of the Yogscast was playing Metal Gear Solid on stream. I think it was like, I want to say first Metal Gear Solid. I could be wrong on that. It's been a few weeks/months since we spoke about it. But she figured out a way to basically cut out a big chunk of the story that nobody had ever even noticed before. So people were like, what? You do realise you have just changed, you have moved the goalposts for speedrunners. Literally, it just sent Metal Gear Solid speedrunning into fucking meltdown. It was
something so simple, wasn't it? Like going through the same door 3 times or something. Like it was batshit crazy. It wasn't anything special. It was literally just like, just going through a door repeatedly during a battle, and then it'll send you like. Was it part of the lift sequence?
Something like that. I can't quite remember now, but it's amazing because you'll have people like talking about like the brain melting stuff. You'll have people like just jumping into certain walls, almost like doing QA level sort of like exploit or looking for exploits, and then this person went in out. Boop. Oh, there we go. There we go. Change the world. Suddenly, speed running, which is already ridiculously fast, suddenly takes like 10% off the time. It's like, nice. Anyway, we'll put a pin in that one. Halo Infinite glitch activates campaign co-op. Halo esports had to run on dev kits because they couldn't get any retail kits. It's fun. It's one of those stories where we can laugh and point fun. Oh, you get by your own consoles, but you know what? It's just shit. It's just shit. So it's, do you know what? GG's. They found workarounds. They used the consoles. That's ingenuity. Everything continued. Nobody was worse off for it. Jobs are good and nice. Propaganda says Kane. I don't know what you mean. We it wasn't propaganda at all. We all unanimously agreed that Xbox had balls. No, they don't really. We're joking. We do. It's fine. It's nice. I think Xbox have been all right, actually. I've basically said their racing game's better than PlayStation's one for the first time I've ever said that. So nice. Nice. Okay, we'll wrap things up then. We've got one news story left today, and this is your free game Monday-ish.
Yeah.
This is from Chris Scullion at VGC. Loop Hero will reportedly be the Epic Games Store's next one-day-only free game. The title will replace The Vanishing of Ethan Carter later today. So Loop Hero will reportedly be the fifth of the free games in the Epic Games Store's 15th Days of Free Games campaign. That's according to Deal Labs user Bill Kun, who has a track record for accurately leaking PS Plus, Xbox Live, Games with Gold, and Epic Games Store free titles. At the time of writing, The Vanishing of Ethan Carter is currently available to claim for free, but will only be available until 4 p.m. in the UK today. This is Monday, 20th of December, by the way. At this point, it will no longer be available and will be replaced with Loop Hero, which will become the new free game until 4 p.m. tomorrow. Just hit play on the Loop Hero trailer. The Epic Games Store is doing this every day with a new game until December 30th, at which point it will go back to its regular routine of giving away a free game every week. Previous games given away during the campaign have included Shenmue 3, Neon Abyss, and Remnant from the Ashes. Each title was also available for only 24 hours. Do you know what? I hate myself, because just on Friday I was telling people to make sure that you get involved and download, and I missed all three of those, Shenmue and Remnant particularly. Gutted. But each title was only available for 24 hours, as well as its daily free games. The Epic Games Store has launched a new Epic Voucher promotion, which gives players endless £10 discounts on eligible game purchases. So if you're after games, as always, for the next 10 days or so, 12 days-ish now, bag yourself a free game every day with the Epic Games Store. Nice.
Yeah.
Have you picked up any of the freebies earlier, babe?
Yeah, I tried with Shenmue, but I think everyone was trying to do it at the same time, so it was glitching out, and then I got my account banned for 24 hours, which is great. But I already had Remnant from the Ashes, so I didn't need to download it again.
Sick. I mean, it's a good tactic. We spoke about it off air. It's a good tactic from Epic Games. Give everyone free games, then block their accounts for 24 hours and make the games only available for 24 hours, and nobody gets the free games. That's 2023 thinking that. Yeah. Ahead of all those chip shortages, they got it going on. Vanishing of Ethan Carter is excellent, by the way. That's the only one I've got so far. I got that one before we started the stream today, Vanishing of Ethan Carter, because we were talking about it. I was like, I'm going to yoink that one right now. So I've already got that one. So I'll give it a look in.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what else we're going to give a look in. Someone else's stream. Yeah.
That's a great.
So yeah, we're done. We're done with the stream. We are going to go and drop a raid on one of our friends, though. See if there's anyone online. It's Christmas week. People busy. People have got things to do. Last minute shopping. Some people might just be in bed. Some people might not be streaming. We'll see who is around and who is available to get raided. Boys, hit me up in a bit if you miss Shenmue eternally. Maybe in the DMs. You never know. We might just
legend.
Nice. That's it, though. As mentioned, this is it for us for today. This is the penultimate scoop, so there is only one more tomorrow. After that, there is no more scheduled content until the new year. So do feel free to join us for the last scoop of the year. If you don't, then well, it basically means you hate us, you don't love us, and you want us to fail at everything in life. So it's up to you whether you want to be like that or not. It's up to you. If you don't want to end the year like that, after you can come and join us. Before we disappear, though, Mr. Baby, is there anything you'd like to add?
Yes, again, thank you very much to each and every one of you that have joined us for today's episode of The Scoop. We have one more show of the year left to go. So if you want to help shape that show, there's two things that you can do. You can find us on social. You can find us on social media. It is at iScrewUps across all major social media platforms, or get involved with our Discord. If you are watching this on any of our on-demand services, if you're watching this on YouTube, hit a like, hit a subscribe, do whatever you need to do, because it's actually been a really good year for us over on YouTube. This content isn't specifically made for that platform, so we appreciate everyone who has been liking and commenting and subscribing over there, because our numbers are starting to look a lot better than they have ever been. So I appreciate that. But if you want to help shape the show, obviously go into all the links there. You already know the biz by now, but we need from you is a URL plus your thoughts and impressions. We'll then give you our thoughts and impressions on the very last show of the year, which will be at what time tomorrow, Mr. Graham Day?
10 a.m.
Ish.
10 a.m.-ish. As always, we'll be live at 10 a.m.-ish. We aim for 10 a.m., but it could be on the money. It's probably not going to be on the money, but it's usually within a few hours after that, because work stuff, it is what it is. Do stick around, though. We are going to raid the Beard guys, because they haven't been on for us to raid them forever. So we're going to drop a raid on the Beard guys. Not that they really need it. They're doing okay, but just because we haven't seen those guys in a little bit while. Do stick around. Drop in. Let them know that you come from Ice Cream Uploads. Stick around for their games if you want. Ben and the homies at the Beard guys are good content creators. They're good. They're good. They deserve the support. Do drop in, say hello. Feel free to disappear after that, but if you stick around for the raid, you make them happy, plus you get extra channel points that you can spend here on our channel. So down in the corner there, you'll see the sprinkles icon. Click on that. You can see what you can do with that. But for now, let me shout out Mr. Vern. I think I shouted you out at the point of the host. If I didn't, I appreciated it, and I just wanted to hype it up until the end. Honest, that's what it was. Yeah, appreciate it. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Anyone else that's had us in your what was it called? Your recap of the year, your stream recap, your Twitch recap, whatever it was. Anyone else that shared that stuff with us over the weekend? I've seen a few people have tagged us in. We've been in a few people's top channels, and do you know what? That's an absolute honor and a privilege. We appreciate every single one of you. Thank you very much for the support, for the views, for the host, for the lurks, for all of the other stuff. You beautiful. Have yourselves a good day, and we will see you tomorrow for the final episode of the Scoop ever this year. Until then, stay
frosty.